Okay, anyways, my 10-year-old son is doing schoolwork for the past 2 weeks home, and my husband's working from home for 60 hours a week from the Army. He is retired, so he has a civilian job out of Fort Knox, and so he's calling people all around the United States and helping them with their situation remotely, which is kind of interesting. I have to say something, for lack of better words. I was pissed, and it takes a lot to piss me off for those who know me, because I love caregiving, and I love that I've done it for 20 years, and I've loved the smiles of the clients, and one of my clients is home with Jesus now, and it was my first time with a hospice client, so I was sitting down. It's been a few weeks. I've only worked with him and his wife for 2 months. And so what I decided to do is I started asking them, so, have you planned you guys' funerals? And I'm 40, and I already started the planning process for mine. And the reason why I started planning the process for mine is because I went to a beloved family member's funeral that was not planned at all, and I won't go into details, but it was a complete disaster because it was planned by somebody else. All you have to do is to go to a local funeral home, discuss, if you have a spouse, discuss which one you guys would like to go to. If you guys would like to use the same funeral home, you don't have to have your funeral at the funeral home. You can have it at your church or wherever, a jazz bar. That's what my husband wants. But anyways, we decided we both wanted to be cremated, and we already have a family burial plot. And the reason why I wanted to have this is because when they were testing for the second form of cancer, I have to admit I was pissed because I don't like to be the patient. I want to be the caregiver. So my husband has been having me stay home because I have a compromised immune system. So he's been doing the grocery shopping, that sort of thing. And I have been fine with that. I'm just learning these workout videos are done sometimes on programs that you have to download or whatever. So I've been just taking walks. I'm supposed to sing at the Relay for Life, and I want to tell you about Michelle's song, and I'm not sure if I can sing this song right now. Just kind of having a rough day. Michelle Myers-Combs was first diagnosed, I think, with breast cancer at 33, and her best friend Jenny might be able to tell me more details. But a woman is supposed to have a mammogram at 40, and she's supposed to start doing self-exams once a month, and I don't know what age somebody's supposed to start at that. But basically, as a survivor, it's cancer prevention is what we need to do. Getting a colonoscopy after the age of 50 every year. It's a 14-minute process where they knock you out. Yeah, the prep the night before sucks, by the way. So every concert I do, this is Michelle's song, and I'm going to be singing at the Relay for Life, which was postponed. And I want to say a salute, if you will, to my friend Mitch and his band Wayland. And there are some new members to the band Wayland, but Mitch and I went to high school together and has always encouraged my music, and they've been doing their concerts remotely. And so in 1 week I went from going to church, going to the Y, going to locally owned restaurants, to being stuck at home. And it wasn't exactly something that I liked. I mean, my husband and son, they're kind of homebodies, and so we've been trying to make it work. And I'll take Ricky on a walk or something like that, or we hide those rocks so you can hide. And so now they're saying for 2 more weeks we have to stay in, which is fine. I started playing Nerf guns. But the reason why this song is hard to sing was because I've lived it. Had a breast biopsy, pinched nerve, and hemorrhaging after having 5 rounds of skin cancer and over 20 moles removed. And so for 6 months, I could not move my right arm. And being a caregiver, I'm stubborn. And I should have just put a sling on it so I could get people to help me open the door, but I was stubborn. And one time I remember I was at one of my favorite restaurants and I couldn't open the second door and I just started crying. And somebody helped me with the door. But for 6 months I had a pinched nerve. And so basically with this quarantine situation, I was supposed to go back to my breast doctor because I had concerns. And all necessary appointments can happen for a surgery, but not for a checkup. So I understand everybody's wanting to be safe, and so I called up the doctor's office and I basically told them my concerns, and then I wrote them down somewhere. This is Michelle's song. This is my first song to sing at the Relay for Life. I am only singing 3 songs. She dropped the phone and burst into tears. Doctor just confirmed her fears. Her husband held it in and held her tight. Cancer don't discriminate. Care if you're just 38 with 3 kids who need you in their life. He said, I know that you're afraid and I am too, but you'll never be alone, I promise you. When you're weak, I will be strong. When you let go, I'll hold on. When you need to cry, I swear I'll be there to dry your eyes. When you feel lost, scared to death, you can't take one more step. Just take my hand, together we can do it. I'm gonna love you through it. She made it through the surgery fine. They said they caught it just in time. They had to take more than they planned. Now it's forced smiles and baggy shirts. Hide what the cancer took from her. She just wants to feel like a woman again. She said, I don't think I can do this anymore. He took her in his arms, said that's what my love is for. When you're weak, I'll be strong. When you let go, I'll hold on. When you need to cry, I swear I'll be there to dry your eyes. When you feel lost, scared to death, like you can't take one more step. Just take my hand, together we can do it. I'm gonna love you through it. Okay, I'm gonna post these on my page on Reverb Nation as well as my YouTube page. It's under Robin Vermillion YouTube. This one describes me. This is Craig Morgan Tough. She's in the kitchen at the crack of dawn. Bacon's on, coffee strong, kids running wild, taking off their clothes. If she's a nervous wreck, well, it never shows. Takes one to football, one to dance. Hits a wife for aerobics class. Drops by the bank, stops at the store. Has a smile as I walk through the door. The last one to go to bed, she'll be the first one up. And I thought I was tough. She's strong, pushes on, can't slow her down. She can take anything life dishes out. There was a time back before she was mine when I thought I was tough. We sat there 5 years ago. Doctors let us know the test showed she had to fight to live. I broke down and cried. She looked at me and said, it's gonna be alright. She wore that wig to church, pink ribbon pinned there on her shirt. No room for fear, full of grace, hands held high, singing Amazing Grace. Never once complaining, refusing to give up, and I thought I was tough. She's strong, pushes on, can't slow her down. She can take anything life dishes out. There was a time back before she was mine when I thought I was tough. Okay, sorry about that. I kind of messed up on a part, but I want you to hear this song. When I first saw this video for Brantley Gilbert, I thought this is the way I want my funeral to be. And I know people are like, oh my God, it's morbid. Here's the thing. I lost 3 friends tragically and suddenly. So having my funeral planned is not a morbid thing. It's one less thing my family has to worry about. My client that passed away, he was a veteran, he was a farmer, he lived a long life. However, they just started the funeral planning process, and there was a lady there at the Y that came from one of the local funeral homes here, and all you have to do is spend about an hour of your time, make sure you have a will at a local lawyer's office. Okay, this is Brantley Gilbert, one hell of an amen. Preacher said he died too young, over there toting that gun for Uncle Sam and our freedom. Mom and Dad dressed in black, they folded up that flag, handed it to Dad and started praying. Yeah, he went out, 21 guns blazing. That's one hell of an amen. That's the only way to go, fighting the good fight till the good Lord calls you home. So be well, my friend, till I see you again. This is our last goodbye. It's a hell of an amen. And they have that long instrumental. So if you're singing a cappella, you can just pause, I guess. Doctor said he ain't got long. He just smiled and said, bring it on. Little cancer, don't scare me. You got it all wrong. Little cancer can't break me. My heart's right and I believe. We all hit our knees and started praying. No, he never gave up. Said the good Lord's waiting. That's one hell of an amen. That's the only way to go, fighting the good fight till the good Lord calls you home. So be well, my friend, till I see you again. This is our last goodbye. It's a hell of an amen. I'm sorry, I'm still looking at... Okay, here's what happened with the Relay for Life, and I'm not insulting the people that are doing the Brownsburg Relay for Life, but for one individual, I was told that I could sing for half an hour. And the way it goes is it's a 12-hour event. And so they have schools and they have events that are using the microphone. And the stage is what I'm going to be singing on. Well, it was supposed to be in May. And it got postponed with, what's going on. And Here's the thing. We got to realize that God is in control. We're not going to let some virus that is easily caught, but if we remain safe and wash our hands and take our vitamins, which are very important to take some sort of multivitamin. This song is, I call it TJ's song, but it's for anybody that's a veteran or a police officer or any first line of duty, the first responders. And every time I hear this song, I pretty much have to pull over. And I told CJ's family that I can't sing this at the Relay for Life because they are timing me when I sing. Tour was up, it was the middle of June. She was planning a welcome home barbecue, green bean casserole, grandma's recipe. There was a knock on the door around 2 o'clock. 2 uniforms and her heart stopped. Yellow ribbon round an oak tree, blowing in the breeze. Here's to the ones that didn't make it home, the ones we ain't seen in so long, the hold up a beer ones, the wish they were here ones, the not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up here. They sure left to hold down here. We just go on living, go on missing the ones who didn't make it back home. Whole town shut down, the whole town showed up, singing Amazing Grace. Watch a slideshow of his 22 years. There were laughs and there were tears. The preacher talked about sacrifice and then traffic stop for them Cadillac lights. Johnny sold beer half price that night, and everybody raised them high, singing here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, the ones we ain't seen in so long, the hold up a beer ones, the wish they were here ones, not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up there. They sure left a hole down here. We just go on missing and go on missing the ones who didn't make it back home. Back to that front porch. Back to that front door. To the life they were fighting for. Here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, the ones they ain't seen in so long, the hold up a beer ones, the wish they were here ones, the not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up here. They sure left a hole down here. We just go on missing and go on living the ones. I'm sorry.